Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. It is the morning of September, March 23rd, 2024. Wow. 3/23/24. Wow, go figure. Anyway, it is a Saturday morning. That means it is time for another episode of the Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. I will go on record and say that I am a staunch supporter for basically eye for an eye type justice, basically, when it comes to the real high tier types of crime. I'm talking about like sexual assaults, murder. Those crimes, you cannot tell me that people who sexually assault people can be rehabilitated. I just do not feel that they can. When it comes to people who are killers, you should, the way I view it, okay? The way I view it is a person should have the right to kill if it's in defense of trying to protect somebody, and it's been proven that that person was trying to protect somebody. For example, you're walking down a street. You see a woman being sexually assaulted. You should have the right to do whatever possible to prevent that injustice from continuing upon that woman. Now, when it comes to hold on, let me fix my headset. I didn't realize that I was that loud. Sorry about that, guys. When it comes to other crimes that are not like top tier, like rape, murder, molestation, that sort of stuff, when you get to the lower end of the crime spectrum, I like to try and look at it on a per case basis. Today I have a case for you that is very kind of suspicious. A man was implicated or identified. I think identified is a lot better word. I'm not sure if implicated is the same word. But a man was identified for robbing a convenience store or a gas station. I think it was just a gas station back then. However, due to him doing some stupid shit when he was young, a few months earlier, basically, they threw the book at him and basically sentenced him to life in prison for this quote-unquote second crime that he did. And that case is that of Michael Martin. Back in 1979, Michael Martin and a friend decided that they were going to go to a grocery store. And they decided to start, eating food and everything. If I remember correctly, Michael said that he was drunk. Now, I'm not condoning what he did. I'm not even excusing it. But I just want to kind of give a little bit of backstory here. Michael and his friend were eating, I think it was kielbasas. Hey, I love kielbasa also, and I know that how phallic that sounds. So yeah, but anyway, him and his friend were eating kielbasa and chips, possibly. They went up to the check register, and the manager, if I remember correctly, went to basically prevent them from leaving. Michael Martin ended up paying for the food. They still kept the guy. Now, to me, my point of view, the way I'm looking at it when I'm watching this case, Michael Martin, although he ate the food in the store, but he ended up paying for the food, that should have been the end of the problem right there. To me, when they actually started restricting him from leaving, that kind of muddies the water here, Well, Michael ended up producing a gun. He produced a knife in the store, if I remember correctly. Him and his friend left the store with people following him. And basically, he pulled the gun out and shot it well over their head. I'm not condoning, I'm just giving you the facts. He was arrested and he was sentenced to probation. Fast forward a few months later, gas station was held up. The attendant claimed that it was Michael Martin. Due to him being on probation, they sentenced this guy to life in prison. Let's just comprehend this, okay? I have seen killers on Unsolved Mysteries who kill people and get out of prison within 15 to 20 years. Now, here's the catch regarding this case. 5 people, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 motherfuckers claimed that they saw Michael Martin well away from the location of that robbery. 5 people. They still sentenced the guy to life in prison. So a guy, now this was in Texas, so their laws are all kind of weird and fucked up down there. Killers get out after 15 to 20 years, I've seen. Even less sometimes. A guy who may have not done this robbery, life in prison. How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? But that is what I'm going to do now. If you are new to this series, by the way, my name is Jeff, aka GCurse. Welcome. This is where basically I give a quick intro to a case from Unsolved Mysteries, and then we're going to go to the wiki, and we're going to examine it. My uber sexy secretary, God, I'm still trying to get that to flow out of my mouth correctly. My uber sexy secretary, Jasmine, is actually going to read us the case via internet browser reading program. And, I'll pause and give you my thoughts. So we're going to do a deep dive into this. Is deep dive the right word? Who knows? We're going to dive into this case right after these commercials.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
How good is Lipton chicken broccoli rice and sauce? Chopped carrots, crispy broccoli, long grain rice, savory chicken flavor. With a delicately seasoned taste and deep simmered sauce that could only come from Lipton. It's that good. Try Lipton chicken broccoli rice and sauce.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second part of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed those commercials. We are about to do the case viewing. I'm not watching the video. If you're actually curious about the video, the case itself, I'm actually going to post 2 links in the description of this video. Link number 1, well, actually 3 links actually. Link number 1 will be the link to the Michael Martin wiki, so you can follow it if you want. Link number 2, it is going to be to the actual Unsolved Mysteries case of Michael Martin. And then the third and final link, it will be the Unsolved Mysteries commentary that I posted a couple years ago, if I remember correctly, back on, it's on my Facebook account. So if you would like to see everything, I'm posting those 3 links so you can see everything at your heart's desire. So let's get to it, shall we? So let's put this up. And as always, I want to introduce you all to my I keep wanting to say Uber secret secretary. Uber sexy secretary, Jasmine. She is going to be reading this in a few seconds right after I get done with the introduction here, or the case info here. So basically, hold on one second. There we go. So basically, Michael Martin, real name Michael. Hold on. I'm still trying to get used to doing all this stuff. Okay, I think I figured out how to get the program to work correctly, but yeah. So his real name is Michael Scott Martin. This case was an appeals case. I think this may have been one of the first appeals cases that was hosted on Unsolved Mysteries. The location was Garland, Texas. So, like I said, Texas, they are very fucking weird with their laws and everything. The intensity of how they punish people. Like I said, people see, like I've seen killers who get off out of prison early, but a guy who fucking just possibly held up a gas station, life in prison. Where's the fucking justice in that, And the date was July 14th, 1979, just about over 2 years before I was born. So let's get to it right now. So Jasmine is going to take over. So let's see if I can get this to work correctly. Now, last week when we did this, the goddamn reading program was just acting the fuck up. I mean, it was going apeshit crazy, basically. So I'm hoping that it actually doesn't do that with this, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so give it a second, it'll load up.
Michael Martin claims he was wrongly convicted of robbing a gas station in Garland, Texas. At 7 p.m. on July 14, 1979, a man entered the gas station's office and drew a gun on Doyle, the 18-year-old attendant who was closing up for the day. When the man first came through the door, he shook the gun at Doyle and threatened to kill him if he did not comply. Doyle realized that what was happening was real. The man struck Doyle with the gun and taped his hands behind his back. He took $400 and then left the station.
Okay, now, you will see in the Unsolved Mysteries video that I'm from YouTube that I'm going to post, and the link to my commentaries video that I'm going to post. Doyle was kept in silhouette. Now, I am by nature, I will openly admit, I am very suspicious. I don't trust that many people. Hell, I even hold my associates and friends at a distance, and I'm just always kind of paranoid when it comes to people. So when you have somebody who claims to have been a victim and they're in silhouette, it just kind of makes me feel like, why is this person in silhouette? This person was a victim. This person should have nothing to be ashamed of. This person did nothing wrong, like I said. The fact that they have to hide this person, and if I remember correctly, I think Doyle was an alias that they gave him for this video, or for this case. It just really makes me kind of think something is up. You know what I mean? Well, so, you already have that, you already have Doyle, in silhouette, and it's kind of making me kind of questioning everything. And also, some of the players in the store case, in the grocery store case, some of those players were actually also in this case. So, like I said, it just makes me think that not everything is kosher. But let's continue on, shall we? Come on. Did it not go? Hold on. It may. Okay, let's try it again. It seems like it's going to be acting up. So hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this real quick because I'm not sure what the issue is. I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to see if I can do this on Google Chrome. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
Michael is not sure why he pulled the knife. He believes it may have been a desire to get away from the manager and get out of there. He also...
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm so sorry about that. So let's... Like I said, I'm not sure what the issue with this thing is. Hold on, let me just see if... Because... Let's see here. Settings. See if there's an update or something. Help. Okay. I'm going to actually pause this and I'll be right. Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. I thought it would pull up the. Maybe it's under settings for this. I'm seeing if there is like an update screen because on Google Chrome. It's okay. Here we go. Updating. That could be. Hopefully that this actually fixes the problem because it was driving me kind of nuts. So let's wait for it to update. I apologize about this. And Jasmine right over here, Jasmine, she's looking at me like she's getting pissed. She's like, Jeff, what the fuck are you doing? Like. But yeah, she looks kind of irked right now, if you ask me. Okay, so hold on, let me do something real quick. There's this. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's get all this shit back off. There we go. Okay, and I'm hoping that that update fixed this. So let's go back. If it doesn't work, then what I'll do is I'll try going to Google Chrome, see if that helps. Now let's go all the way back down here. So as we know, though, he took $400. Even let's just say that he was guilty. This would have been a second strike, basically. I'm not sure if they had the 3 strikes rule in Texas. Even if they did, it wasn't back in 1979. But is it really worth sending somebody to prison for life on the taxpayer's dollar if the person took $400? That it just seems like the punishment does not seem to have fit the crime. I've seen people who've done a lot worse crimes get less than life in prison. It just doesn't seem to. It seems to be too. Oh God, too elevated or something. I'm not even sure what the right word is. But anyway, so let's continue on. So let's do this, and then we will do this and see how it works. Please work.
The incident took about 10 minutes, but Doyle's key eyewitness testimony would eventually put Michael in prison for life. He feels that the traumatic experience will stick with him for the rest of his life. He also does not believe he will ever forget the man who did it. He identified his attacker as Michael, then a 26-year-old welder. 5 other witnesses, however, swore that Michael could not have robbed the gas station. They claim he spent the whole day at his home in Lake Worth, Texas, 70 miles away.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about. 5 witnesses claimed that they saw Michael Martin at Lake Worth, Texas, at his house 70 miles away. The question I'm going to ask everybody is it worth to go 70 miles to rob some no-name shack of $400? Is it really worth it? I don't think it is. I don't think this guy did it. Do I think Michael Martin is an innocent person? No. I think they're going to talk about the whole grocery store incident in this article here. So, do I think he's innocent? Fuck no. Do I think that he is deserving of life in prison when the case that is presented against him for this robbery is very shaky at best? No, I don't think he deserves life in prison. What I think they should have done was that they should have done more investigations. But this was 1979, and it's like I told my friend Aaron a while ago. Sometimes law enforcement will finish a case or whatever the correct term is, or they'll hurry a case along. That way they can just get it done and out of the way. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, let's see how this goes. Please work.
Away. Michael considers the whole thing ridiculous. He maintains that he was at his house in Lake Worth working on a motorcycle and watching TV while the gas station robbery was occurring. He claims he has never robbed anything in his life. Michael was arrested, tried, and convicted of armed robbery. Because of a previous arrest, he was sentenced to life imprisonment with no possibility of parole until 1999. He has already served 8 years and still maintains his innocence. He feels like he is about to give up because he has run out of options. He has gone all the way to the Supreme Court to fight his conviction. He hopes and prays that he will be able to prove his innocence someday.
Okay, so like I said, he had life and life sentence. With no possibility of parole until 1999. So that was 20 years after the when he was sentenced, and he was, let's see, what did they say he was, 26, I think, yeah, 26 when this robbery happened. So he would have been 46 at the earliest. At the earliest, this poor guy would have been 46 years old. Like I said, a life sentence for something he may not have done, and $400. I'm just not seeing how the punishment fits the crime. Even with all the shit, even with that fucking grocery store incident, I don't see how $400, armed robbery, $400 is worth a life sentence. And this is why I also kind of am a fan of, I know wasn't this way in 1979, but I strongly suggest anybody who has the ability to get security cameras. Security cameras will save your ass if something like this ever happened. That way they go, hey Jeff, you're under arrest. Okay. What's the charge? Robbery. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with you guys to the police station. I'm not gonna fight, but I'm gonna be like, once I get there, I'm gonna be like, do you guys have proof? Do you have fingerprints? Do you have DNA samples? Do you have video? Do you have photo? I want to see fucking proof. I'm that type of person. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking own up to anything, especially if I didn't do something. Like, you gotta fucking supply proof. Okay, let's continue on, hopefully.
Someday. The case against Michael was based entirely on eyewitness identification that placed him at the scene of the crime. There was never any physical evidence connecting him to the robbery. No fingerprints were found. The money was never recovered. And the gun still has not been located. He insists that he has been wrongly imprisoned. Michael had a clean record until he was 26. In early 1979, 7 months before the gas station robbery, he was arrested after an altercation in a supermarket. He and a friend had been drinking and were seen eating Polish sausage and potato chips from the supermarket's shelves. When the manager threatened to call the police, Michael panicked and the incident escalated into violence.
Okay, come on. Come on, please don't break down on me. Do not break down on me, I'm begging you. Oh, they really got
Michael is not sure why he pulled the knife.
Hold on. Okay, so as you can see, it glitched a little bit, so I'm just going to go back here. So basically, it escalated into violence, and I'm not sure what it is. But for some reason, whenever I hear that they were eating Polish sausages and chips, I just can't help but kind of smirk a little bit. It's like, really? Like, I'm a fan of Polish sausages and chips. But I also fucking know that, you don't eat the fucking food until you pay for the shit, like, because if you intend on paying for the food, if you're eating it in the store, it could really set off a lot of alarms, basically. Okay, so let's continue on. what I may do is I may just start selecting.
Michael Martin.
Oh my fucking
Edit.
god!
Michael Martin.
Okay, hold on. Oh my god, I think I know why I did that. So that was my fault. Okay, see here, the manager. Okay, hold on. What I think I may do is I may just kind of like do it like a paragraph at a time or something like that. Okay, so let's see here. Where's the read aloud? Can you read aloud from here? Wait, hold on. Close, and then let's see here. Read aloud selection. Okay. Okay, see if it works.
NC. The manager told Michael and his friend to stay there while he contacted the police. Michael told the manager that they were not going to stay. He then put some money on the counter and said it would cover everything. However, the manager insisted that they wait there. Michael then pulled out a knife and pointed it at the manager and 2 other employees, saying, "You want some of?"
You want some of this? That's what he actually said. Okay, see, this is where the waters really start to get muddy. You know, like in my opinion, Michael paid for the food. Yeah, he was a bit of a dick. He paid for the food. That should have been the end all right there. But no, I'm not sure what it was, if this fucking manager was gunning for a promotion or something, but he's like, oh no, yeah, you pay for it, but we're not going to let you leave. Me, granted, I'm a 300 plus pound dude. If you try restricting me and saying, Jeff, you're not leaving, unless you have a motherfucking good reason, and you refuse to let me leave, it's going to get a little bit dicey up in there, you know? So, like I said, Michael Martin is not innocent. You know, he's not innocent. He did some stupid shit. Especially when he pulled that knife. But I think they should, what I think they should have done was they just should have taken the money. Number one, make sure that the money was the right amount, because it was never, really stated if it was. I think it could have been. And if anything, they should have just put him on a do not serve list, or like some sort of blacklist. Get it? Black site. Anyway, they should have put him on a restricted consumer list or something like that, where he was no longer, or a banned list. That's what I was thinking of. A banned list of customers to that store. But no, they decided that they were going to try and be a 1979 superhero, basically. And they're lucky this situation did not spiral even more out of hand, as we are about to find out here. Okay, so let's go down to here.
Michael is not sure why he pulled the knife. He believes it may have been a desire to get away from the manager and get out of there. He also believes that alcohol impaired his judgment.
Duh.
After he and his friend fled the store, they went to his car. He then pulled out a gun and fired several shots into the air. He claims that he fired the shots over their heads and did not intend to hurt anyone. He claims it was an adolescent stunt.
Okay, now this is one thing I will constantly disagree. Just because you do something fucking stupid, you cannot claim, oh, it was an adolescent stunt, I was an adolescent. No, you're a fucking adult at this point. 26 years old. You cannot say, well, it was an adolescent stunt, and be 26 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, whatever. No, you cannot use that as a fucking excuse. So this is one of the things I kind of really nail Michael on, because of the fact that he admitted that he did this. He admits that he was drunk and that he was doing this other shit. You cannot claim, well, I was an adolescent stunt. You're not an adolescent, dude. If I was to walk up to the nearest person who's outside right now, because there's somebody fucking talking out there right now, if I was to go out there and just right upside the fucking head, that person calls the fucking police on me, I get arrested. Yeah, I hit them. It was an adolescent stunt. They're not going to give two fucking shits what my reasoning is. I admitted to it. Therefore, I need to be punished. And so this is one of the things I will fucking just kind of like, no, I'm sorry, dude. You cannot claim adolescent stunt. Especially when you're fucking 26 years old. Okay. Let's continue on. Please. See, I can't tell.
This case originally aired on the February 5th.
Oh my god, this fucking program. I gotta see if there's any other programs that do reading, that reads things, because this is fucking bullshit. Okay, let's close. Let's just close that. Okay, so. Oh my god, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out where I was. Let's see here. They were talking about. Ridiculous. Look worth. Hold on, I'm just trying to. 8 years. Okay, let's see here. Polish sausages. I'm not sure what the fuck it is. I'm not even laughing because of the whole, it's a sausage and all that shit. It's just the fact that if out of everything these guys were eating, it was like fucking Polish sausages. It's like they must have really liked Polish sausages, I guess. Okay, let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's adolescent stunt. So I'm just gonna start from this point and go down to here. Let's continue on. Please. Really? You're not even gonna fucking read now? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch over to the Google Chrome. And
It was later reprofiled in the Dennis Farina hosted series.
Oh my god, this fucking program is shit. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch over to Google Chrome. So I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick pause. So yeah, be right back. Okay, I am back. So here, switch over to this. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. I really hope that this has a read aloud thing. So let's go to Michael Martin Unsolved Mysteries Wiki. There we go. Okay, now I'm just curious. I'm just going to select something just to see, does it have a read aloud? And no, it doesn't. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to see if there is something in the app, in the little Google Chrome store, and I will be right back because I'm not going to fucking fight that goddamn reading profile or reading thing again. So I will be right back. Okay, everybody, so I just downloaded something, or an extension for my Google Chrome, and I'm going to see if it actually works. Let's see here, Michael. Okay. So let's close this. So now we're going to have to deal with all the little commercials, though. So that's the one thing. That's one reason I use Microsoft Edge, because I have pop-up blockers, and for some reason pop-up blockers are not the best when it comes to YouTube and stuff. So let's see here. Okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. So we're actually gonna be testing something as we're working on this. So let's see here. So Polish sausages. You want some of this? Okay, let's just do a small thing again. Let's see how this works. Okay, so there's it. Do I? Hold on. Wait, that's it. Hold on. Help. Wait, hold on.
Michael is not sure why he pulled the knife.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Do we have other voice? Let's see, because I want a nice female sounding voice. Let's see, Ziri. Okay, let's see, test.
Read Aloud is a Chrome and Firefox extension that uses text-to-speech technology to convert web page text to audio. It works on a variety of websites. Read Aloud is a Chrome and Firefox extension that uses text-to-speech technology to convert web page text to audio.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. God, let me see here. What was the name of that? The Read Aloud that I used. Let's see here. Go back to. And then where is the read? Let's see here. Okay. Oh, no, I don't.
Michael Martin.
Ooh, hold on.
Edit.
Okay, what was the voice of this one? Microsoft Ava. So let's go here. Microsoft Ava. Let's see here. Oh, there's no Ava? Oh, ain't that a bitch? You're telling me there's no... Okay, hold on. Okay, so we got Microsoft, English, Jesus Christ. You just can't have, like, the name. It has to have, like, the country and everything. Australian English, Catherine. Well, let's try Catherine and see here. What does it sound like? It's a premium fucking voice. Are you fucking shitting me? Oh my god. Did it even say premium? I don't recall. Did it say premium? Yeah, premium. Okay, so. My god. Okay, so let's. I am not going to pay a fucking, some sort of subscription for a service that probably works like shit anyway. No thanks. Let's try. No, that's Japanese, Dutch. Wait, we don't have fucking English? What's wrong with English? Wow, it goes from Dutch to Filipino. Like, there's no fucking English. Okay, U.S. English. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's try Caroline. You need to grant additional permit. It was fucking working a second ago! It was fucking working a second ago. What other permissions do you... What fucking permissions? Okay, let's just see here. Let's just... And now it's going to take fucking forever. Oh my god. All of this just because I want to have a fucking... You would think that they would have a program... You can go get fucked. I'm sorry, you can go get fucked. I'm going to pause it because I just got to get a drink of water anyway. So this is turning into a total shit show, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I've been doing some little troubleshooting, and it says, see what works and what doesn't. So it says that I'm trying to disable extensions because I did have a few, so I'm wondering if that could have been an issue. So we'll try this, and I swear to fucking God if it doesn't. And Microsoft is like, hey Jeff, would you like to pay for this service? I'll be like, fuck you, you get no more money. Well, they didn't get any money to begin with, but yeah. I may just fucking cancel my fucking Xbox Game Pass. Well, what are you canceling it? Like, if I have an option, I'll type down, because your fucking read aloud on the Microsoft Edge browser fucking sucks. And they'll be like, dude, we have nothing to do with that. You're still fucking Microsoft. So like, fuck you. Okay, so we have stuff like update Microsoft Edge, which I did. Restart browser. I could do a clear cache, disable extensions. Oh my god, how... Let's see here, what would we have here? I mean, how the fucking hard is it? There has to be a million fucking deaf people possibly in this world. I said possibly. And you're telling me that they don't have a fucking read aloud program that doesn't fuck up like this? Okay, let's see here. Read aloud from here. Why the fuck does it? Okay, well. Read aloud via PDFs. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Let's just see if this fucking works. Oh my god, this is driving me fucking nuts. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see here. I don't think I really need to refresh because I didn't get a message. So let's just clear this out. The downside is see, that's the problem. Let's see here. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, there it is. I was wondering, like, where's all the fucking ads at? Because I definitely turned off the ad blockers, so that may have been causing problems. So let's... Okay, so where are we fucking at? Okay, you want some of this? So we're going to start here right after you want some of this. We're just going to do a small batch here to see if this works. Read aloud selection. Come on. It isn't that fucking hard. It's a fucking...
Michael is not sure why he pulled the knife. He believes it may have been a desire to get away from the manager and get out of there. He also believes that alcohol impaired his judgment. After he and his friend fled the store, they went to his car. He then pulled out a gun and fired several shots into the air. He claims that he fired the shots over their heads and did not intend to hurt anyone. He claims it was an adolescent stunt that he never should have.
Doesn't, like I mentioned before, all shit hit the fan recently. That fucking adolescent stunt excuse does not work. You're a fucking adult at this point. You can't claim that you were doing something stupid that adolescent. No. Sorry, Michael, I'm not playing that game. I still think he did not commit the robbery, though. So I'm still saying, I just don't like the whole, adolescent stunt. Nope, sorry. Not working with me. Okay, so let's go down here. Wait, no. Okay, so now I'm just curious. What's it? Oh, hide menu, more access. I was wondering what this was. It kept popping up on my options. Do we really need that? More options when you could just right click it? Holy shit. Okay, so let's read aloud selection. Okay. Come on. I swear to fucking God, if it goes all the way down at the bottom again, I am going to fucking lose my shit. I'm going to lose my fucking shit if it does that.
It was later reprofiled in the Dennis Farina hosted series on the August 14th, 2009 episode.
I even said I was going to do it. Shit. How the fuck hard is it really, though?
Prove his innocence. Michael is running out of hope. He is exhausted.
Oh, shit. So okay, so I'm going to exit, do these other things that I read, so I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's see if I can get this shit to work now. Okay, so hold on. Also, while I'm here... Oh, no, that's Google Chrome I'm thinking of. You. I'm going to take that fucking reader off because I'm not going to let something stay on my browser that's like, oh, would you like to pay us for a shit product? No, thanks. Okay, so I cleared the cache. I restarted the browser, so let's see here. Unsolved mysteries. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The shit I do, I just want to have some fun and everything. Nope! Yeah, you don't get to have fun, Jeff. Or if we allow you to have fun, you have to jump through like 50,000 fucking hurdles. Okay, oh my God. Now I remember why I had fucking pop-up blocker. Holy fucking shit. Oh, pop-ups don't do anything bad to your computer. Then why the fuck are people using those goddamn pop-up blockers? No, I don't give a flying fuck about your goddamn little shark either. Okay, so where the fuck am I? Okay, $400. Okay? He said you want some. Where's the you want some? Here, let's. You want some. Okay, you want some of this. Okay, so we're down there. Okay, Allison Stunt. No, not. Okay, Detective Dennis Wheatley. Okay, I swear to fucking God. To read aloud. Well, it doesn't have read aloud selection. Oh, that's weird. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna fucking start from the beginning.
ICE unit spotted the stolen car outside of the Willow apartment.
That's still not what I fucking wanted. Oh my God, how the fuck hard is it for this goddamn...
That there was testimony that Michael was intoxicated at...
How the fuck hard is it? Like... My God. Now we have read out selection. What? Okay. Fuck it. Just do it. Just do the fucking shit, please.
Done. Detective Dennis Wheatley, however, felt that the incident was serious and not a prank. Former prosecutor Brad Lawler did not understand why Michael got outrageously angry when asked to pay for the food. He notes that there was testimony that Michael was intoxicated at the time. However, he still does not understand why Michael would go to such lengths to avoid paying F.
Paying F? Okay, I don't think that he was wanting to avoid paying for the food. He was drunk, yeah. But when they actually confronted him and said, hey, you gotta pay the food, he did pay for the food. He paid for the food. So I don't think that he was going to, like, if, you know, I don't think he was openly not going to pay for the food if he was confronted. He paid for the food. It was not until they basically restricted him and his friend from leaving after he paid for the food, by the way, that he drew the knife and said, you want some? Or do you want some of this or whatever? So, like I said, I think both parties here contributed to the overall the overall clusterfuck that basically happened. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's go from here to here. Read aloud selection. There we go. I really wish I could get this.
Our food. Michael pleaded guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. He was fined and given 4 years probation. Then, at 7 p.m. on July 14, 1979, just 2 weeks after his probation began, the gas station was robbed. The gunman stole over $400 and fled the scene of the crime in Doyle's car. 15 minutes later, at 7:15 p.m., a police unit spotted the stolen car outside of the Willow Apartments, a nearby apartment building where Michael had lived until only a month.
Only a month. I'm accepting the reading program for all their flaws right now because I'm at least able to get it to fucking work. Regarding the whole car being outside the apartment of, you know, of where he used to live, I feel that could be just fucking coincidental, to be honest. It's the equivalent of, let's see here. I did a little equivalent thing with Aaron when I was talking. We did our two friends watch Unsolved Mysteries, and it's kind of like, well, the car. I used to be a criminal. Let's just say I'm not a criminal, by the way. I used to be a criminal. I used to live in this apartment right here, and because the Dairy Queen was robbed and the car was parked out here at the parking lot where I live, I had to have done it. I'm sorry that excuse is fucking bullshit in my opinion. I'm sorry, I do not to me. Oh, it's already. Let's go 175. Yeah. I'm sorry, I cannot. That has to be one of the lamest things. Well, he committed the crime before, and the car's here, so clearly he had to have done wrong. It could just be that the car was fucking dumped there. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let's see. I'm trying. Claims it was adolescent son, yada yada yada. Finally doing probation. 2 weeks after, 15 minutes later. Nearby. Okay, let's see here. We'll start from here. Now, can I turn this off? Highlight preferences. Do not show options. Forever. I don't want. Turn that fucking shit off. Oh my god, now I gotta fucking go through. Oh my god, this. I'm about to have a fucking stroke, I think. I seriously think I'm about to have a goddamn stroke. Gee whiz, I'm wondering why people fucking always want the pop-up blockers. Nobody should have to spend all their time fucking turning off these goddamn pop-ups. Okay, I see Doyle's car 15 minutes on police month before. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Let's try it now.
Before, at approximately 7:25 p.m., Detective Wheatley, who had investigated the supermarket incident, claims he saw Michael in his blue Camaro 3 blocks from the gas station. The two crossed paths at an intersection where Wheatley was making a left turn. He was certain that it was Michael, as he was very close to the Camaro's driver's side window when the sighting
Occurred, basically. I'm sorry, I cannot help but think that my personal observation is I think that this police officer, Wheatley, whatever his first name is, I think that he wanted Michael Martin, to be punished and sentenced to a more severe, sentence than what he did receive. And I think honestly, this police officer, this detective, he may have kind of oh god, what's the best way to say it? I think he may have fraudulently helped this Doyle person with getting Michael Martin arrested, basically. I just everything seems to be fucking coincidental. Doyle claims that it was Michael Martin that assaulted him at the gas station. The car that was found at the apartment that Michael Martin used to live at. The police detective claims to have seen him drive right by him. It's too fucking coincidental, if you ask me. They went off of the whole coincidental. Well, I saw him. This car was at his old apartment. He claims that he beat up. Doyle claims that this guy beat up him, or Michael beat him up. However, 5 motherfucking witnesses claimed that he was 70 miles away at the time of the robbery. 2 of those witnesses, they were in his house getting ready to watch Battlestar Galactica with Michael. The other 3 were neighbors. Those 5 motherfucking witnesses, I can't recall if they actually gave their testimony or if their testimony was withheld. But 5 fucking witnesses said that this guy was not, in Garland at the time. He was 70 miles away. It seems like it's a railroading here, if you ask me. Okay, let's see here. Sighting occurred. Okay, so now before I have the I forgot to get Jessica back up here. Sorry, Jessica, come back out. Thank you. So it says right here, he asked me assigned to the gas station robbery case. If I was his captain, I'd been like, no, you're not going to be assigned to it. Well, why? Because you were already involved in a case at the grocery store. To me, it seems like he is. It seems to be too much of a conflict of interest. He wanted to be in this second case because I'm not, it's just me talking, but I think Wheatley has some sort of vendetta against Michael Martin. Okay, let's continue on.
Occurred, Detective Wheatley asked to be assigned to the gas station robbery case. He suspected that Michael may have been involved. The following day, he showed Doyle a series of 5 mugshots. Doyle initially failed to identify anyone. When the photos were reshuffled, he said he thought Michael was the gunman. Detective Wheatley asked him, "You think he's the man, or you're sure he's the man?" He then said he was sure Michael was the gunman. Detective Wheatley felt that Doyle was a great witness FO.
In my opinion, Detective Wheatley, he was guiding that witness. I don't trust anybody who isn't fucking silhouette and given a possible alias. Sorry, I'm not buying his claims. I think that this is manufactured between Detective Wheatley and Doyle because Wheatley did not like the fact that just probation that Michael Martin got. He wanted Michael Martin to serve hard time. That's the vibe I'm getting basically. But yeah, Doyle said, well, he failed to identify anybody. It wasn't until Wheatley started directing him. You think he's the man, or are you sure he's the man? I don't understand how this shit went by on the defense. The defense should have said, hey, it sounds like that this guy, that Wheatley was directing Doyle. We need to have some sort. I'm not a lawyer, but I'd be like, hey, it sounds like this guy is directing Doyle to a specific person. And then I would have asked to have some sort of, see if the court case could be delayed so they could investigate this Doyle person. Because the fact is, he went straight to his, wanted to be involved in the case, and he just started throwing out Michael. He said he suspected that Michael could have been involved. Why? Because he saw somebody that looked like Michael, possibly? No, I don't believe it. I think that Michael Martin was railroaded with this robbery charge. Okay. And of course he's going to say that Doyle was a great witness for the case. Doyle gave him what he wanted. He wanted Michael to be punished. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go a little bit further. Let's just see if we can go, do a little bit larger group selection.
The case. Michael was arrested, charged with aggravated armed robbery, and held without bail. He remembers that the experience was depressing. However, he was sure that he would be able to prove his innocence, especially with the witnesses he had that would prove he was not in Garland. Michael claimed he was in Lake Worth, 70 miles away from Garland, at the time of the robbery. 5 separate witnesses, 3 of whom hardly knew him, substantiated his claim. Their testimony was the crux of his defense. His 2 housemates said he was home at the time of the robbery. George McFarland claims that on the day of the robbery, he was working on his car while Michael worked on his motorcycle. The only time Michael was not there that day was when he left between 2 and 4 p.m. to get parts. According to Yvonne Ansley, Michael was there with her and George at the time of.
So he was not. The only time he was gone was between 2 and 4 for the to get the parts. However, Yvonne Ansley said that Michael was there. Was there with her and George at the time of the robbery. Like I said, I feel he is being railroaded. In the comments section below, where if you're watching this, do you think Michael Martin was? Do you think he was innocent of this crime? Okay, let's continue on. Excuse me. Okay, let's do this.
The robbery. When Jack Grissom left his house that day between 6 and 6:30 p.m., he saw Michael outside of his own house, working on his motorcycle. They waved to each other, and Jack left. He was surprised to learn that Michael had been arrested since he had seen Michael so close to the time of the robbery. Mike Pettigrew saw Michael in Lake Worth at around 6 p.m. He claims it would have been impossible for Michael to drive from Lake Worth to Garland within an hour. George recalls that he wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica that night, which started at 7 p.m. He, Yvonne, and Michael all watched it together that night. If George and Yvonne were telling the truth, it would be impossible for Michael to be robbing the gas station at
the same time. That's what the program failed to say. And I agree. It's like, I'm not sure to see here. Okay, let's do maps.google.com. Okay, where was it again? Fort Worth, Texas, I think, or Lake Worth. We'll try Lake Worth, Texas. Hold on, there we go. Lake Worth, Texas. Garland, Texas. Now, this is going via like, modern, up to date navigation. So, the route may have changed a little bit over the last 40 plus years. But as you can see here, depending on the route that it could have taken, that Michael could have taken. Let's see here. We got the main route. It goes 58 minutes at 52.8 miles. We have a 1 hour 1 minute 63.5 miles. 1 hour 2 minutes at 55.5. So you're telling me that Michael somehow managed to drive, between 58 and 63 miles. You're telling me that he somehow drove that route in 1 hour, go all the way there in 1 hour, rob the place, and get back within that same hour? I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. The only time that he was out, that he was gone, was to get the parts, and that was between 2 and 4. No, that was 2 and 4 hours he was gone, but it was at a time that the robbery did not happen. Like I said, I'm not buying this whole, thing that he did it. But just because I'm not buying that he, I think he's innocent of this crime, I still think that he fucked up when it came to that whole supermarket incident. Okay, so let's see here. So yeah, he would. Let's see here. Jack Grisham left between 6 and 6:30. He saw Michael working there. So if that means that it'd take 1 hour at least to get there. That would have been at 7. That's when Battlestar Galactica would have started. By the time he got back, it would have been 8. The show would have been over at that point. Let's see here. Oh no, that's okay. We already did this part. Let's see here. Let's go a little bit longer. Let's do it on here. Oh, fuck. I did. Sorry. My bad. I clicked on the wrong thing. Read aloud. Here we go.
The same time, Michael's trial hinged on the issue of who the jury would believe, the 2 prosecution eyewitnesses or the 5 defense eyewitnesses. The trial was held in the same courtroom where he had received his probation 2 months earlier. The turning point came when his supermarket conviction was admitted into the court record, possibly prejudicing the jury against him. Prosecutor Brad Lawler is not sure if they would have gotten a guilty verdict in the robbery case if the jury had not known about the supermarket incident. He believes that it influenced the jury.
It did.
He knows that his witnesses were positive in their testimony. He also knows that the defense witnesses were positive in their testimony. He says it was one of those cases where he simply had to put out all the facts and let the jury make their decision.
Okay, is that it? Or is there more?
It took the jury only 15 minutes to find Michael guilty of armed robbery. They gave him the maximum sentence possible under the law, life imprisonment. He has to serve 20 years before he can be paroled. He does not believe he received a fair trial or sentence. Lawler notes that if a person is on probation for a felony offense and goes out and commits an aggravated robbery like the one Michael was convicted of, he has no problem with him serving a life sentence.
No problem serving life sentence if he is guilty. That's what the program failed to read. Number one, I don't understand why that fucking supermarket incident was admitted into this case. It had nothing to do with it. That supermarket incident was not linked to the robbery at all. It isn't like Michael Martin did that incident, then he drove over while evading police or whatever and robbed the gas station. It did not, I don't think it should have been added to that court case. And I agree. I think it prejudiced the jury. I think that whenever you have individual court cases, I think it should be unless if it's like a whole bunch of things that are woven together, I think like court case A, all the players in that, the judge, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, everybody should not be part of court case B, if that makes any sense. It should be a whole new court case or a whole new judge, prosecutor, defense. It should be a whole new group because that first group already has knowledge of who Michael Martin was. They already had their preconceived ideas of this guy. Michael Martin cannot get a fair and unbiased experience if some of the people from court case A already knows who the person is in court case B. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, so let's continue on. Okay, we're almost done, so I'm amazed that it's actually working a little bit better. So let's just keep working. Let's keep going with let's just be grateful for what we're having right now.
If he is guilty. If he is guilty, those words have troubled Lawler for years. Could the jury have put a man behind bars who is innocent? It has always bothered him that they were not able to come up with the clincher in the case. None of the fingerprints found at the scene or on the getaway car belonged to Michael. None of the stolen items were ever recovered. There was nothing that conclusively tied Michael to the robbery besides the eyewitness testimony. For that reason, Lawler has always had a bit of doubt left in his mind about the case.
Okay, so it even says it right here, ladies and gentlemen. It even says it right here. Let's see. Let's go back. See here. No fingerprints were found. None of the stolen items were ever recovered. Let's see. That tied him to the robbery case. Besides eyewitness testimony. And like I said, anybody can be pressured to give false information. Hell, they even alluded to it earlier on when the detective was asking Doyle, well, do you think he did it, or are you sure he did it? Or, here, let me go back. Let's see here. How did he say it? Okay, he thought, let's see, and then asked, you think he's the man, or are you sure he's the man? He literally directed Doyle to the person that he wanted. Hell, Doyle seems to be like the kind of person that you can literally put him in another robbery. The detective could put out 5 pictures. One of the pictures could be me. Another picture could be Bill Clinton. Another picture could be Trump. Another picture could be Alf. And the third or the final picture could be fucking Mr. T. And the detective, Doyle seems to be the type of person that the detective could literally go, it was Alf, wasn't it? And Doyle be like, yeah, I think it was Alf. I think it was Alf. This guy was railroaded. I'm sorry. I know my analytical skills are not the best, but I'm literally just giving you my thoughts. I'm not an expert, but I like to think that I'm just giving you my thoughts as a person on the side who is observing this case. They literally, even the DA basically said that if it wasn't for that previous incident at the supermarket, he does not think that they would have gotten a guilty verdict. Okay, let's continue on.
Case. Doyle is still sure that he put the right man in jail. George, however, points out that it would not make sense why 5 people, 3 of whom barely knew Michael, would lie in a court of law to protect him. At the time of the trial, Lawler leaned toward believing Michael was guilty. Now, he is not so sure. He thought Doyle was positive in his identification. But also, Michael's witnesses were positive that they were with him at the time of the robbery, 70 miles away. He feels that it is one of those cases that they will never know the true answer. Michael still has at least 11 more years to serve in prison. The groundswell of doubt about his guilt has had no effect. He has never stopped trying to prove his innocence because he is not sure what else he have to do other than sit in prison. He says that he can really appreciate what freedom is now that it has been taken away from him. He wants that back and hopes that someone can help him prove his innocence.
Okay, there should be a little bit more. Let's just see.
Michael is running out of hope. He has exhausted all of his appeals and has no legal options left. Yet, he still maintains his innocence and believes that the man who committed the robbery has.
That he has gotten away scot-free. That's basically what it says. I can honestly kind of agree with what he said about freedom. Like he didn't realize what he had until it was taken away. I'm not saying that I was ever in jail. I wasn't. But I'll be honest, when my mom passed away, I took my mom for granted. I thought she was going to be here forever. And it hurts, and I don't realize until she passed away that I didn't realize how important she was to me, and that once she was gone, it really did a number on me. So I can honestly kind of put myself in somewhat in those shoes with Michael, and when he talks about not realizing how important, how valuable freedom was until it was gone, I kind of feel the same way, with my mom, like I thought she was gonna be there, and when she was gone, she was gone, Okay, thank you, Jasmine. It was a long episode for her, but thankfully we got through it. Anyway, so let's continue on. We have the extra notes. This case originally aired on February 5th, 1988, special number 5 of Unsolved Mysteries. It was later reprofiled on the Dennis Farina hosted series on the August 14th, 2009 episode. It was titled 60 Miles in reference to the distance between Lake Worth and Garland, Texas. Doyle appeared in silhouette for the broadcast, and his full name was not revealed. if that was his first name. I don't, or his real name, I should say. I think it was an alias, and like I said, I don't trust anybody who stays in a shadow and tells me this guy did it, and you need to believe me. No, sorry, dude, I don't believe you. I need to see the face of the person who's making the accusations. According to prosecutor Brad Lawler, Michael's 5 witnesses all failed polygraph tests. Now, I can't recall. Was that actually in the case? I cannot recall. So I'll have to watch this and see if that was actually listed or mentioned in the case. Okay, even if this is factual that they all failed, number one, polygraphs is not admissible in the court of law because there's a fact of too many false positives or that sort of stuff. And even if they failed it, perjury is a very serious crime when it comes to the court of law. Why would 5 people want to lie and possibly perjure themselves and possibly go? I think isn't that possible like a prison sentence? I'm not sure. I think it could be. Why would 5 people risk going to prison for somebody who's robbed $400? It doesn't make sense. That'd be less than $100 per person if he was going to split it among them. I don't see them willingly perjuring themselves for such a small amount. Okay, results. Unresolved. In 1999, Michael was released from prison after serving 20 years. However, he remains on parole for the rest of his life. He still hopes to prove his innocence, which is kind of sad because the guy, he did not get off at all early. He was there for the mandatory 20 years. And then we really don't have anything here that I normally click on. So that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about how long it took to get the reader to work correctly. So I'm going to take a quick break, and when I return, it will be with my final thoughts. Be right back.
Finally, a medical show that goes beyond the experience factor.
I got no pressure now. I got nothing.
The learning factor.
I'd like to present Chicago's finest proctologist.
Ouch.
And the humor factor.
Trying to look sexy for your husband. Oh, I'm not married.
It's now time for the human factor.
He's given up.
Your husband, he's strong. He's got a lot of courage.
The series that cares premieres Thursday. The human factor.
I think it's the most important part of your medical education.
The judge tracks a murderous mobster to Europe.
You're not looking for justice, you're looking for vengeance.
But justice or vengeance can be a dirty business. Dark Justice tonight.
Monday, Murphy's in the tabloid news.
How is Murphy Brown's boy toy?
But who's spreading the rumors?
I think it's Miles. It is not me.
Murphy Brown. Then Carlene makes a big impression.
Something different about you tonight. I just can't quite put my finger on it.
You sure can't.
Designing women.
All those who love great comedies, say hi.
Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. Welcome to the conclusion of this episode of Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. This is the case of Michael Martin, and this is the final thoughts. I have seen a lot of cases on Unsolved Mysteries where you kind of think that a person is innocent, but there's still a lot of evidence there to kind of sway to think, well, that person could be also guilty. This is one of those cases, in my opinion, where literally the guy is innocent. Now, when I say he's innocent, I'm not saying that he's an overall good person. Michael Martin fucked up. He fucked up when it came to that supermarket incident. Do I think that he committed that robbery? No. I do not think he strong-armed Doyle. I think my personal opinion is that what happened to Michael Martin was an orchestrated job against him because that police detective Wheatley, I think he had it out for Michael Martin. He wanted Michael Martin to basically hang for that incident at the supermarket. Therefore, when he got probation, I think it set Wheatley off. And he found somebody that he could possibly kind of control, and they put together this plan to get Michael Martin, put in prison. Everything that was, presented in the case viewing literally almost proves the guy's innocence. There was, once again, no evidence. There was no money that was located. No weapon was located. A vehicle was coincidentally parked at the previous residence of Michael Martin. However, you have Doyle, who the only piece of evidence that Michael Martin did this crime, apparently, was Doyle's accusation. However, on the other side, you have Michael Martin saying, hey, I didn't do this. You also have evidence that you have Michael Martin being in Lake Worth, Texas at the time, 60 miles away, or 70 miles away. You have five witnesses claiming that they saw Michael Martin at the time of the robbery. This is one of the few cases that I can look at somebody and go, yeah, that guy, fucking innocent. Now, like I said, just because I said he's innocent, I'm not talking about everything overall. He's innocent of the robbery. He needed to be punished for the whole supermarket incident. Not so much of the eating the kielbasa, but he pulled a weapon, the knife out. He threatened people, and then he shot a gun. It doesn't matter if it was, 30 degrees or 90 degrees, or I'm not good at degrees. It doesn't matter if it was diagonal or straight above. He fired a fucking weapon. I do not own a gun, but from what I've heard regarding trainings and everything, you do not fire a fucking gun unless you plan on hitting the target. That is like the most basic thing. You do not fire a gun unless you aim you're intent on hitting the target. So because of that, Michael Martin needed to be punished. However, I cannot sit here in good faith and say that Michael Martin should have been sentenced to life in prison for something that he most likely did not do. You have the five witnesses telling, 5 witnesses that said that he was at Lake Worth. 3 of those fucking witnesses don't even really know the guy. The other 2 witnesses were there watching Battlestar Galactica with him. So, I will go to my fucking grave believing that this guy is innocent, because I think ultimately he was innocent. I think he was railroaded. I think that the police officer in charge of this case, I think am I going as far as saying that he was corrupt? No. I think that he was blinded by the fact that he did not feel that his form of justice was met when it came to the sentencing at the supermarket case. But that is my final thoughts. I think overall the guy is innocent. I'm glad that he's out of prison. It fucking sucks that it took the full 20 years for him to get out of prison, but he's still going to have to be registered for the rest of his life. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I have one more case today that I have to cover, and that is the case of Jerry Strickland. I think that's what his name is. So stay tuned, and I will see you for that case coming on up. Peace out.